It's almost like a marshmallow, except it's a rubber
Yeah,
foam.
I just.
If I could get people's attention, anybody that's planning on speaking, they need to fill out one of these little cards there's on that back table back there. Thank you. No. Let's call the January 19th, 2021 meeting of the Dalton City Council to order. Mr. Wall will lead us in the pledge. To the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. The agenda is before you. Any corrections, deletions, additions? If not, entertain a motion to be approved.
Motion approved.
Motion by Ms. Harden. Is there a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Wall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All approved, like so. This is the time on the agenda we allow the public to comment on anything on the agenda or anything else in the city of Dalton on your mind. Omar Rodriguez.
Good evening, Mr. Mayor and council members. I just want to give you guys a quick fact before I start. As of this afternoon, the positivity rate for COVID-19 in the county of Whitfield is about almost 14,000. This is a county of 100,000 residents or so. That would say about a positivity rate of 14%. In comparison to a city like Los Angeles, the positivity rate for them is 16%. Now, I'm sure you all know the difference in population is astounding, and I do not know how it is acceptable that our positivity rate is that high, considering that that is just for people who have been tested. For people who have not been tested, and for those who have been tested, we can expect a realistic positivity rate of about 20% or higher. And that is just devastating to our community. And I know you all have taken action. You all have fought for free testing for our community. You all have fought for rental assistance and for food distribution. But quite frankly, that is not enough. The inaction by the county government and by the city government is just irresponsible, it's reckless, and it is not something that is benefiting the community. This inaction is very negative for our kids who should not be in public schools currently with the high positivity rate. It is very destructive to our local businesses, in particular our restaurants, who maybe their owners depend on one single source of income, but the city is deciding to give a contract to a business, to a restaurant that has an owner that is very privileged, a state representative who has multiple streams of income, who has blamed the Hispanic community for the infection of COVID-19 among our community. And I believe that our city must do better. And I believe that another thing we need to look into is carpet mills, carpet factories, their leaders. We are exploiting the community who do not have the privilege to take time off to quarantine for COVID. They do not have the privilege to speak up and demand better working conditions, because many of them may be undocumented. Many of them may need the job. They may be the single supplier of the income in the household. And it's important to take into consideration the needs of them as well. I believe that you guys need to prioritize our community and to not prioritize maybe your wealthy friends, your wealthy donors, or your political affiliations. None of that matters when it comes to COVID-19 because we have lost over 100 community members who will be missed dearly and who were loved dearly. We need to work towards providing free testing again for our community. We have the volunteers, the staff is ready, just we need the tests. It's unacceptable to not continue testing and to focus solely on vaccination. We need to challenge our state government on and enact a mask mandate. Whether they bring a lawsuit against us or not, that may happen, but I need you guys to fight for the community. Much like the individual that we celebrated yesterday, who fought against laws, who was arrested 29 times, you guys need to fight as well for your community. And I also need you guys to use your positions of power, of influence, to advocate for the betterment of our community, for COVID relief, to enact mask mandates, to tell your counterparts from the city government, or from the county government, sorry, that removing the mask mandate in county buildings was irresponsible and should not have been done, considering we lost a commissioner just a couple months ago. And I'm going to leave you guys with a rhetorical question for you guys to think forward. Would you guys like to be remembered as politicians, or would you guys like to be remembered as public servants? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Rodriguez. Pablo Perez.
Yes, I'm here again. Thank you for a few minutes of your attention. I want to say that I'm grateful for that I got the vaccine. I'm grateful that my parents got the vaccine. I'm grateful that you contribute for the outreach Hispanic population. But at the same time, I'm worried, I'm sad about the situation that Omar explained you very clearly, not just for the indicators of health, how the infection is spreading, but I just here to propose some options. I think you had the initiative to have more vaccine available with Monday and tomorrow at the convention center. I applaud that initiative. We would like to have more accessibility to vaccination from all the age groups. Since the vaccine is already here, I think the community is eager to help in this endeavor, but not only 2 days. We need to do more days, more frequent on the weekends. I think there are many healthcare workers who want to volunteer and to vaccinate our community. So vaccination is an issue, but we forgot testing. The testing has been reduced. We need to open more sites for testing. And that's the reason I'm here, because we have 155 deaths in our community. We are almost 2% of the mortality rate in the United States. If we calculate that number, we should have 30,000 people diagnosed with COVID in our community, and only we have 12,000. We are behind testing, that's the reality. We need to do more as a community, embrace more about that we care of others, about that we are here to serve others. And that's basically what I'm trying to invoke your leadership to prevent more festivities that are more than 50 people in our community. We were very indifferent when the fair came to the fairgrounds. We were very indifferent with this event that spread a lot of virus recently before January the 4th. They were here in our community. We don't want more events coming into town and spread more viruses. We would like to protect our community. We would like to see more action in terms of education. We would like to see more action in terms of more nonprofit organizations standing up and doing these vaccinations and open sites for more testing. We are really behind testing. We are really behind contact tracing. And that's what, if we don't have a mandate for masks, at least we should do something very active that is gonna impact positively in terms of decreasing the spread. We are expecting more deaths in the future if we continue the same route. The virus is not gonna go away at all. Still, we have 4-6 months of vaccination. In the meantime, we don't want that more people start suffering or having the sequelas of all of these infections that we are living. So thank you for your attention again.
Thank you, Pablo. Margaret Thigpen.
Short and sweet. I just wanted to thank Anna Lee, and of course, I'll be thanking the county for being easy to work with on this past drive-through vaccination. We're looking forward to continuing that as partners with the city and the county. So I just wanted to thank you for that.
The convention center, you guys were great hosts.
Thank you, Margaret. Minutes before you of the January 4th, 2021 meeting. Any corrections, deletions, additions?
Make a motion, we approve as written.
Motion by Ms. Harlan, is there a second? Second by Mr. Wall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Under unfinished business, second reading of ordinance 20-22 to amend chapter 96 stormwater management of the revised code of ordinances. Andy? Andrew? Whoever? Okay. Okay.
So again, we have three primary changes that we went over in depth at our last council meeting. I'll be glad to go over those again, or if we've got any specific questions, I can address those too, whatever the group prefers.
You know what we're doing? Any questions of Andrew? Your motion we approve?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Goodlet, second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Cruz. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. New business CDBG Meals Program Agreement with the Oakwood Cafe. Cindy?
Yes, as you are aware, we received a second round of CARES funding through our CDBG entitlement program. We received additional funding of $297,000, $297,268. The city is implementing two programs in regards to that additional funding, and those contracts are on the agenda tonight. The first program that we rolled out is the meals program again. Each restaurant in the city of Dalton that had a 2020 occupation tax for restaurants were sent a flyer, and we also advertised. We received 5 responses to that RFP. Of the 5, 1 did not submit all the information and was not graded. Of the other 4, the Oakwood Cafe received the highest score. Our CDBG consultants from Atlanta, Blue Links, they actually scored all of the 4 that we sent. They were all good restaurants. They all received high scores, but Oakwood received the highest. This program, what we're doing is we're targeting, it's like we did the first time, we're targeting 2 low-income areas of Dalton, Census Tract 4 and Census Tract 10. We will be providing 20 days of 300 evening meals. Half of the meals will be distributed from Matt Gaston Community Center and John Davis Recreation Center. The cost of the meals, $60,480 for 6,000 meals. And that is the contract that I'm asking you to approve tonight. And the meals start tomorrow.
Is there any way we can get a copy of how they scored
Yes.
restaurants? Thank you.
And just to clarify, you said this scoring came out of Atlanta. It was done by the CDBG.
Our consultants, yeah. Because they're just not familiar with the restaurants in this area. So it was the best way to do it so that they could be independent.
Want to do them both, or do you want us to do them one at a time?
No, just do this one. And then
Okay. Your motion on this?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Cruz, there's a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Wall. In favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. All right.
The
Next.
second contract, we issued an RFP for the administrative services of a rental assistance program. We do not have the staff internally to administer this program. We anticipate the program will start on February the 1st, and we're currently developing policies and procedures. We only had one agency submit to administer this program, the Dalton Whitfield Community Development Corporation. We did have our Blue Links, our CDBG consultants score this one as well, and they determined that they are capable of administering this program. The administrative fee to be paid is $34,962.80, which is 20% of the rental assistance available, which is $174,814. Any questions?
Any questions? Your
Does
motion?
was this impact any issues we had with them before or no?
I'm sorry, Tari. I
This
didn't-
with the Dalton Whitfield's like CDC? Is that what this, who the contract is with?
Yes.
Didn't we have issues with them before though?
We don't have any administrative issues with them. As you know, the county hasn't funded them for 2 years in a row, so they've had to let personnel go. And they do owe us, you know, their employees are leased employees, so they do owe us some money, but, you know, we're hopeful that maybe the county will come back and help fund them. They have the intake, they're not only going to administer the program, they're going to counsel people on budgeting, things that are, services that are out there to help them. You know, they help them try to find a job, temporary shelter, those kinds of things. So they will be giving them some housing counseling in addition to taking the applications and determining the eligibility, and then working with us. We'll cut the checks, but they will be working with the people that come in to make the applications.
So with them being the only one to have that, not with them being the only one and getting a score of a 92, you're comfortable with that?
Yes.
Okay.
And you know, and we'll oversee them as well. I mean, we won't cut checks until we make sure that their files are in order. We'll still be monitoring their files and things like that, and working with them to develop policies and procedures. And, you know, we'll have those rolled out hopefully by the end of the week. We're going to have a conference call with Reed and Kimberly out of Atlanta.
Okay, thank you.
I hate putting him on the spot, but I think the county's already agreed to help fund the CDC, hadn't you? Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Your motion on this?
Motion approved.
Motion by Mr. Cruz, there's a second.
Second.
Second by Mr. Wall. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Number 4, consulting agreement between the City of Dalton, Dalton Woodfield Community Development Corporation for, this is for that program. You know. Number 5, professional service agreement with Goodwin Mills K. Wood for civil design services on multi-use field project at Heritage Point. Andrew?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor and Council. This is a proposed agreement with Goodwin Mills K. Wood. It's the same group that's helping us on the corridor revitalization planning efforts. But this project is for site design services for the multi-purpose field project, which is an expansion of Heritage Point just to the east of Park Creek Elementary, which was a 2020 SPLOST project. Survey is underway right now, being completed by Lewis and Associates. And what we need approval for to move the project forward is a site design services with Goodwin Mills K. Wood. They'll be required to prepare a site grading plan to install the 2 regulation size fields. They'll also be preparing roadway extension plans of Halbowen Drive, which will have to be extended further to the east to connect to the facilities in the parking lot. They'll also design the parking lot, associated sidewalk plans, stormwater plans, and also several components internal to the site, which is being supervised by the Parks and Rec Department. This will be a turnkey design package at a not to exceed price of $289,550. There are 2 items that we're seeking approval for right now that we're saying will be optional for awarding at the discretion of the city staff if we need them when the time comes, those 2 being construction materials testing and contract administration. We may be able to handle those internally when the project's ready to build, and that will save some cost to the city. That's all dependent upon the workload at that time. Again, this is a project being funded by the 2020 SPLOST. Parks and Rec Department has also reviewed this proposal and is comfortable, I think, moving forward. And the Public Works Committee has also supplied an endorsement to move forward, I think. Be glad to answer any questions.
Do we make a motion right now to move forward, giving you those 2 contingencies to say if that works, go
Yeah, we
for
can
it
do that.
without
That's what
coming back?
we're requesting, yes, sir.
Okay.
Is that a motion?
Yep.
Motion by Mr. Wiles, or second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Professional service agreement with Terracon Consultants for hazardous material surveys at 915 Brookwood Drive and 310 West Wall Street.
Yes, sir. To facilitate a couple of upcoming stormwater projects, we have to demolish the structures at the two addresses, 915 Brookwood Drive and 310 West Wall Street. In order to receive a demolition permit from the building inspector, we have to certify that there are no hazardous materials on site like asbestos, lead paint, other universal waste items. The way we do that is bring a professional consultant in. We've worked with Terracon in the past out of Chattanooga to provide this service to us. If they identify any hazardous materials, we will be required to abate those. The cost of the inspection and sampling is $7,100 for each location, a total of $14,200. Each of these locations will be funded from their 2015 SPLOST account, since these are both attached to stormwater projects. So the funding is there available, ready to go. And this also was reviewed by the Public Works Committee at its last meeting and last Friday, and it carries their recommendation.
Questions? Is there a motion?
So move.
Motion by Mr. Goodletts, or second?
Second.
Second by Ms. Harlan. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. 7 Board Commission Authority appointments. Jason, what do we have?
Mr. Mayor, I have 2 appointments. One of those is for Adam Ware, a 3-year term on the library board. And the second is for America Gruner, a reappointment, 5 years on the Dalton Housing Authority Board.
Let's just take them together unless somebody's got an issue. If not, do I hear a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Motion by
Second.
Ms. Harlan. Second by Mr. Goodlett. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, like sign. Before we close, I would like once again to thank Councilman Harlan and our fire department. I don't see anybody from our fire department here. Oh, there he is back there in the back. I can't see him with the mask. Wonderful job. I can't think of another project, and also with the county's cooperation, also more important to this community ever that I've ever been involved. Y'all done a great job with that, how quickly y'all got it up and running. As I said, y'all are doing life and death work out there. Thank y'all.
I will share that we are going to, we're having daily conversations with individuals that report directly to Dr. Zachary Taylor. So we're appropriately up the ladder, management wise, if you will, with the people we need to coordinate to make things happen. When I say make things happen, make them happen in 24, 36 hours, which is what we did to put the event together at the Dalton Convention Center. This is about availability of supply. So we are working very hard to convey to the governor's office and all appropriate parties that what we started yesterday was classified as a mass vaccination site. So we hope that that will help us in procuring more vaccine, we being an extension of the health district's division with Whitfield County Health Department, Dalton Fire Department, Dalton Police Department, Whitfield County EMA, and all the support of volunteers that go into that. So our hurdle is availability of medication. So hopefully we're going to be able to announce dates that include Saturdays. We had planned for this Saturday, but there's not availability of drug to be earmarked for that. Something to keep in mind, that medication that's currently here on site in Whitfield County, we're now doing 2nd round doses. So we have to multiply by 2 when we think about the medication that we're giving, is we've got to make sure we have on hand to do that 2nd dose. So it's been seamless to put together because we all have one goal, and that's to get people vaccinated. So very, very pleased to the working relationship with the county, the city, and the health department.
Thank you, Anna.